Good morning, dreamers. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. And I hope that if you're not doing well, it's not because of this horrible, horrible bug that's going around. This flu that's lasting forever. Jimmy's had it. Oh my goodness. Like, it's just hanging on and hanging on and hanging on. And I feel bad. I'm like, buddy, you're not contagious anymore. Now you're just weak and exhausted. So you have to have sleep. And next time it's your work schedule, you have to go. You're so new at work that this could cost you your job, man. And I know that that's technically not fair, but I totally get it too. You depend on a teammate, and he's conveniently sick. Well, he's not actually conveniently sick. But we're working on getting better. So I hope that if you're having a struggle, it's not because of illness, but if it is, hang in there. Do what you have to do to get well. I think that's one of my mantras is it's like at the pool of Bethesda in the Bible, and everyone, when the angel stirred the waters, the first one in was healed, and Jesus walked by, and the guy was asking him to help him get to the pool, and Jesus asked, do you want to get well? And so a lot of people are going to argue about whether the pool was literal, whether it actually happened, whether an angel stirred and why would God choose the first one? Why, if he knows that this one can't walk and the blind guy can get to the pool first, or whatever, like what kind of God, blah, blah. And they make it all this because they choose not to see. To be honest, they're choosing to focus on what the extraneous stuff of the story. The meat of the story is Jesus saying, do you want to get well? And when you answer to the positive, God gives you what you need to get well. Now, you might not get well right away. You might not get well in this lifetime, to be honest. And I'm not trying to say that if you just want it bad enough, it's going to happen. But he gives you what you need. And what does well look like? Jimmy said yesterday that there's something on social media. It's a November challenge. And the November challenge is to get through every day of November. So far, success. 4 for 4. Well, 3 for 3, and then today is 4. But that's the concept of what does well look like for you. Does well, I mean, I know some people that, I'm not talking physical colds, I'm talking mental health, that they fight every day to be here on this earth and to make a change and to encourage other people because they know how much they need encouragement. And their empathy is so great and their heart is massive. They see people for who they are. And if you don't have a struggle, it's hard to see the struggle other people have because everyone has a story. You don't know what they're going through. The person who cut you off in the drive-thru, you don't know what's going on in their head. You don't know what's happened to them. They may have come from the hospital after saying goodbye to somebody. I've served people that are sobbing in drive-thru. They can't come in the store. They know they need something. They can't bear to make it themselves once they get home. And they're sobbing because they've had to say goodbye to someone really, really special. We don't know what that person is going through, and we make judgment calls based on a lot of things. Other people like them, that blue-haired creep. Well, remember, like, it's so funny when people of a certain age make fun of Gen Z for all the colored hair. Do you remember the musical about hair? Because in the 60s, guys wanted to grow long hair. Like, why is it an issue? Why do you care? But because one person with colored hair might have been rude to you, now all colored hair people are rude to you? No, Gen Z's just trying to express who they are, their individuality, and they want to see authenticity. And I know it sounds awkward when they color their hair and that's not authentic. Tell that to the blue-haired lady sitting in the the back pew at your church. Like, there is, it's just hair, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. But how do we get here? We didn't get here on a diatribe about hair. We got to the do you want to get well? And when we just plain have to live to the November challenge, get through every day of November. Sometimes that's what wellness looks like. Wellness looks like survival until you can learn to thrive. I don't know what wellness looks like for you, but wellness isn't having all your things, your ducks in a row. Goodness gracious, ducks? It's not having your schedule perfect. In fact, sometimes, especially for people like me, wellness is letting go of that schedule. That's wellness. A full and active schedule is often a sign of unwellness. My mom knows. She knows. And she knows when I have not been taking my medicine. I forgot. I was too busy. I didn't remember. I didn't fill the excuses. And ever so gently, Marilyn, do you want to get well? And Jesus poses that question to you as well. And I don't know what wellness looks like for you. Wellness doesn't always mean the same for everyone. Success sure doesn't. Success is learning to cope with the journey that you have been given. Don't look at other people's journeys. That's going to drive you mad. Really will. It'll drive you crazy. If you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, you will never be content. And as Paul said, we need to learn to be content. He has learned to be content with much and content with little. Content is peace in your spirit. That's wellness. My pastor's doing a series on it right now, and it's shalom, or wholeness. One of the things that he talked about was contemplative prayer. And I realized this week in particular, my spirit has been stirred and upset and angry. Every time I try to put an opinion out into the world, somebody else gets angry with me. Because it's not good enough, or it's overthinking, or it's this, or it's that. And why do you always think this way? Just trying to talk. Well, you're talking over people. Okay. So people that have time to think and have time to be alone and time to, when your schedule is taking care of everybody else, aka the other name is mom, there's not a lot of time for contemplative prayer. Meditation is what that is. And I know I need to make time for it. I need to want to get well. In other words, take your meds, Mary. Take your meds. Don't skip them. But the problem is, the longer you don't take them, the more likely you are to forget to take them. Anyway, this is not supposed to be a lecture, but seriously, do you want to get well? Do you want to be healthy? And we have to seriously think, don't just answer. We have to, if we want to, we have to live in such a way that we are taking the strides to get well, to become whole, to become peaceful. And remember, it does not look the same for you as it looks for your neighbor. So love your neighbor as you love yourself. So love yourself, because that is how you love God. Know that I love you. Bye.